guys, so today I'm going to be doing my January wrap-up and February TBR, but can we just have a moment of silence for this wonderful lighting? It's Monday during the day and I don't have school because it's a snow day and I'm so ecstatic. Anyways, let's just get started with this video because it's probably going to be a long one. So, I read 6 books during the month of January, which is not too good. I'm planning to read more during the month of February because it's only February 2nd when I'm filming this and I'm already almost done one book. Yes, I did start it 2 days before February started, but I'm still counting it. So, anyways, the first book I read was Trop Sticks. I don't know who the author is, but I'll leave a picture somewhere. This book is all pictures, so I don't know if you count it as Reddit, but Goodreads counts it, so I count it. Because you still have to take like a meaning from the story, but I couldn't really get much of a meaning from the story. I found the story kind of plain, kind of boring, no offense to the author, but it just wasn't the kind of book for me, and I rated it a 2 or a 1 out of 5 stars. I don't know, but I really didn't like it. Next I read Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor. I am obsessed with this series and I've talked about it so much. It's a trilogy. This is the second book in the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. I loved the first and I thought it was impossible for the series to get better, but it did. This book was amazing and made me feel so many feelings, and the only reason I haven't read the third one yet is because I don't want this series to end. But I'm in love with this series. The writing is beautiful. The story is just out of this world. The story is so complex and I love fantasy books, but this one's just like, is my favorite. This is one of my favorite trilogies ever, and that's a very high honor. Next I read Hyperbole and a Half by Ali Brosh. I also read this from my library, like I read Chopsticks from my library, which I forgot to mention. I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was very entertaining. Some parts I found it was trying a little bit too hard to be funny, if that makes sense. Not in a mean way, but sometimes that's what I found, but I really enjoyed this. If you don't know what it is, basically Ali Brosh, the author, had a blog and then she decided to put all her blog posts together, and it's really funny, really entertaining. I definitely recommend it to you if you guys want a quick funny read because it's got a lot of funny, weird drawings in it mixed with the story, and it's really good, so yes. Next I read Burn for Burn by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian. I loved this book. I rated it 5 out of 5 stars, and I enjoyed it so much more than I thought I would. It's a story about these 3 girls who come together to get revenge on people who have wronged them, and it's really awesome. The story is really entertaining, it's fast-paced, and I just really enjoyed it, and I still need to continue the series, but I will definitely be continuing this series. I read it as an EPUB on my iPad, so I don't own a physical copy of it. So I need to buy that one, then buy the rest of the series because I need to know what happens, because cliffhanger. Okay, so I actually started this next book before starting Burn for Burn, but I finished Burn for Burn quicker because it was shorter. The book is The Green Mile by Stephen King. Oh, this was such a beautiful tale of innocence, friendship. It's about these men who work on the Green Mile, which is basically death row in a prison. So they work in the place where all the prisoners who have committed very serious crimes they're going to be killed. And the Green Mile is like the walkway to this electric chair. That is how they are executed. But this story is so much more than just a story about this man who comes in it's about this man who comes in charged for murder and rape of these 2 little girls. It's really disturbing actually, but we learned some stuff about him and there's actually some magic involved. I thought it was going to be like kind of weird to have magic in the story, but it fit perfectly and it was so beautiful and I felt like crying. Like, I felt so many emotions during this book and it was just so good. The movie is really good too, but it pales in comparison to the book. Finally, the last book I read is And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. This is my first Agatha Christie book, and also follows my TBR jar pick for the month, which was read a book from a new to you author. This was so good. I rated it 5 out of 5 stars. Oh yeah, The Green Mile was 5 out of 5 stars too. It was so enjoyable. It's about all these people who are invited together on this island by some unknown person, and then they're killed off one by one, and they're trying to figure out who the killer is, and it's really good. It follows like this old poem. It's really enjoyable, and I really need to read some more Agatha Christie. So those are all the books I read, and let's get on to my February TBR. Okay, Okay, so the book I'm currently reading is Origin by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This is the 4th book in the Lux series. I am loving this book so far. I'm on page 282 and there are about 370 pages. I plan to finish this today, so I have 90 pages left. I think I can do it. It's only around lunchtime, so I still have a lot of time to read and complete this book. But I'm loving this so far, and yes, it's really, really good, and I really need to finish this series because it's awesome. And Damon Black, oh, I love Damon so much. Okay, so next I'm really having a craving to read this book, so I'm really gonna read Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. They're so hyped about this book. It has a love triangle, a kick-ass assassin. What else could you ask for in a book? I just really need to read this, and I've really had a craving to read this lately, so I might read this next, but I'll definitely be reading it sometime this month. I've said that a lot, but I really do plan to read this month. Next, I was going to wait to pick out of my TBR jar in the video, but couldn't wait, guys, because I filmed this video already, but I lost the footage, or actually the footage was really bad, so I had to refilm this, which is right now. But I picked out Read a Book That Someone Else Picks for You. Yeah. So I got my mom to pick out a book, and she picked out The Help by Catherine Stockett. Oh, look, the lighting. But I really wanted to read this book anyways, and I was planning to read it this month, so I'm really glad that she picked this book. Next, I want to read City of Lost Souls by Cassandra Clare because I really need to get on finishing the series. And then next, I would read City of Heavenly Fire, but first I want to read Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare because this is the first book in the Infernal Devices trilogy, and I'm really excited to read this one. I think I'm more excited to read this one than I am to finish the other series, and I heard that it's better to read this before City of Heavenly Fire. Next, I would like to read The Diviners by Libba Bray because reasons. I just really want to read this book. So it's These Broken Stars by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. I really wanted to read this for a while. I have it on my iPad, and I feel like every group read-along always has it like as their book for the month, and I keep saying like, oh yeah, I'm going to join, I'm going to read this book, and I never have, and I really want to get to it because I've heard really great things about it, and the second book has come out recently, so I should really get on that bandwagon. But yes, those are all the books that I read in January, and all the books I want to read during the month of February. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!